Put more than 20 aviation YouTubers together at Oshkosh, and you might expect a room full of people who all think alike. Well, that's not what happened. What we had was everything from backcountry pilots and aircraft rebuilders to flight instructors, airline pilots, comedians, accident analysts, and one old fellow with a mustache who's been flying for more than 55 years. Guess who that was? I was invited to participate in the Aviation YouTubers meet and greet at Forum Stage 7 at AirVenture here recently. And I have to admit, it was interesting just looking at the different people who have been brought together. Dan Milliken from Taking Off and Chelsea Smith from Aviation 101 hosted the event. The published group included Jason Morrison from Rebuild Rescue, Jimmy from Jimmy's World, Steve Thorne from Flight Shops, Josh Flowers from Aviation 101, Trent Palmer, Joe Costanza, Kay Hall from FlyWithKay, and Carlson Stitzen from Wearworthy. There was also Martin Pauly, Cayman from Be Snappy, Brian Turner from Just Plain Silly, Kerry McCauley, Bruno from Fly with Bruno, Brian Wallstrom from the Experimental Aircraft Channel, Steve Cox from Clear Direct, Eric Johnson, Christian from More Left Pedal, Charlie Gassmer from Airplane Academy, Mark Guthmiller and Jason Miller from the Finer Points. And I hope I pronounced all of those correctly. I'm sure I screwed up a few. And then somehow they let Capmaron join the group. It was quite a cross-section of aviation YouTube. Some of these people build airplanes, some fly into the backcountry, some concentrate on instruction, aircraft ownership, comedy, or simply taking the audience along on an adventure. My own little corner of the aviation world is somewhat different. I bring the perspective of military flying, airline operations, flight testing, aerobatics, accident prevention, and more than half a century of occasionally discovering new ways to frighten myself in an airplane. But I digress. One person who was noticeably not part of this particular group was Juan Brown from the Blanclorio channel. Juan had his own forum, and some of the stories he told were really revealing about the hazards of being both an airline pilot and a YouTube personality. Juan described an occasion when he was riding as a passenger on a Southwest flight. He's filming out the window there, and he publicly commented about a landing that apparently was not one of the airline's finest moments. We all have some of those. But according to Juan, the airline did not particularly appreciate the commentary, and he temporarily lost his jump seat privileges. Now, losing jump seat privileges can be a fairly significant matter for an airline pilot. It was a reminder that when you're an airline employee, what you say publicly may have consequences that go well beyond the number of views on a video. Juan also discussed another danger faced by people who analyze accidents on YouTube. An accident occurs, the audience immediately wants an explanation, and the YouTube algorithm rewards the person who gets that explanation out first. The problem is that the official investigation may not be complete. Frequently, even the preliminary report is not yet available. Juan described putting forward an early interpretation of an accident and then receiving a decidedly unfriendly communication from an attorney. At that point, he had to issue a very clear correction and retraction. This is an important lesson for anyone who discusses aviation accidents. There's nothing wrong with examining the available evidence. In fact, we can often learn valuable lessons before the final report is published. But we must distinguish between three very different things: what we know, what appears possible, and what is simply speculation. And there is a lot of rampant speculation early on. Once we identify an individual or assign blame, we have crossed a very serious line, particularly when the people involved may not be in a position to defend themselves. Another interesting point was that Captain Steve was not among the published participants at this particular YouTube group. From what I could determine, he apparently had not been invited. A few other creators whose styles may be considered a little more, well, shall we say, outspoken, controversial, or just outright hostile at times, were also not part of the panel. I do not know exactly why, so I'm not going to claim that I do. Juan's remark did seem to suggest that he does not entirely agree with Captain Steve's more forceful style of accident commentary. I would describe that as a difference in approach rather than trying to manufacture some sort of personal feud. Aviation channels are very quick to reach a conclusion and identify who they believe was responsible. Others are much more cautious and wait for additional information. The cautious approach may not always attract the most immediate views, but in aviation, being first is not nearly as important as being right. And those of us who remember Langhorne Bond holding up the bolt that supposedly caused the American Airlines DC-10, yeah, you can be very high levels and be very embarrassed. I do have one advantage over many of the people who make aviation videos, though. I'm retired. My airline cannot fire me. I do not work for an aircraft manufacturer, a flight school, or any other employer who can call me in the office on Monday morning and ask why I posted something on YouTube. And they can't take away my airline pension. They've already done that in bankruptcy with good old United Airlines in the past. There are, however, certain limits to my freedom. I try not to post anything that might cause the FAA to contact me and say, Captain Rogers, we have a telephone number we would like you to call. No. You never want the FAA to give you a telephone number. That's not a good thing. Generally speaking, however, I have more freedom than someone who is still flying for an airline or working for an aviation company. Active airline pilots have to consider their employee, their union, their jump seat agreements, companies' social media policies, and sometimes even the manufacturers whose aircraft they fly. I can speak from my own experience and give my honest opinion without worrying that the chief pilot will be waiting for me the next morning. Of course, that freedom also comes with responsibility. Being retired does not mean I can say anything I please without checking the facts. It simply means that my conclusions are my own and not controlled by an employer. My impression was that this Oshkosh group leaned heavily towards creators who entertain, educate, build airplanes, demonstrate flying, and tell aviation stories without necessarily turning every new incident into an immediate verdict. Being invited to participate meant a great deal to me, not because of subscriber numbers, but because aviation YouTube has become a genuine part of aviation culture. We have an opportunity to entertain people, preserve aviation history, explain complicated subjects, and perhaps prevent someone from making a fatal mistake. But that opportunity brings responsibility. The camera does not make our judgment better. It simply allows our judgment, good or bad, to reach a much larger audience. Now, rather than simply telling you what happened at the forum, I want to show you two short sections from it. In the first clip, I was asked to introduce myself and explain what I do on Aviation Adventures with Captain Ron. In the second clip, I answer one of the questions posed to the panel. So, let's go directly to the forum and let's see what I had to say. The rest of the video should be able to be seen on the in the hangar website. Hey, thanks for watching. Stay tuned.
Hi there, I'm Ron Rogers. Started in February of 23. I have Aviation Adventures with Captain Ron. Don't just Google Captain Ron. You get this Kirk Douglas guy. We look alike, but he doesn't have a mustache. Okay. I was involved in flight test at Cessna, flight test at Boeing, flight test in the Air Force. I was the first non-Boeing test pilot to fly the 777 in first non-Boeing flight. It was in flight test. Now, I've also, for any of you Airbus guys, I've installed all the Airbus aircraft in flight test. And I'm CFI I've got a Turbo 310R. I do some stuff in that, but I got my pride joys, my Great Lakes. It was on here. There's a new aircraft exhibited a few years ago. I do a lot of aerobatics and that. But I do a lot of things on philosophy. I've been flying for 55 years. It was so long ago I started that I had to teach myself spins with my wife sitting in the right seat. And I said, you want to do spins? Oh, sure, why not? And so we did. Yeah, crazy. I had to video for myself. Okay. A lot of stories like that about aviation lore and don't digress. I digress. I'm Ryan. Gray area. And I like to do aerobatic videos on my Great Lakes, and I was working on a selfie stick. And if you put it out there, it looks like you're flying formation with a drone. Not that I would know how that actually went in the air. So I was trying to be legal. And I worked with Part 25 on transport aircraft. I worked with military certification, weapons system, member society, experimental test pilot. So it's I'm going to be legal here. I'm going to go to the local FISTO and I'm going to work up. I did a detailed structural aerodynamic analysis. I had moments of inertia on it. I gave it to the guy and he says, we don't get this detail out of the engineering people. We got to dumb it down for us, but I'm trying to make it legal. And they're going, well, is it a 337? Is it a special type certificate? Is it a field approval? And I'm right now struggling with that because cameras are a deal that if you put on an airplane and something goes wrong, they get you on careless and reckless. But if nothing goes wrong, then they kind of look the other way. And it is a real gray area. So that's something to be cautious of if you use airplanes. And I've seen a lot of videos where, you know, they're external. So guys can get in trouble. So I'm just trying to do it safely, and it's an ongoing process.
All right. I probably, a lot of you could talk to this question, but Chelsea, you got the next one?
Yeah, the next one is how.
All right. Thanks for watching, and I hope they invite me back next year. It was a lot of fun to be with all these people, and I appreciate your watching and support. Aviation Adventures with Captain Ron. Thanks for watching.